I rhyme for my life, I rhyme for my pay, I rhyme for my people out here doing it every day. I rhyme for the raw heads, I rhyme to the beat, I rhyme for the ears that been keeping it to the street. I rhyme for my life, I rhyme for my pay, I rhyme for the people out here doing it every day. I rhyme for the raw heads, I rhyme to the beat, I rhyme for the ears that been keeping it to the street. The underground overlord coming to town, oh my god, raw heads, you know my squad, real shit, no facade.
Hey everybody, I'm Randy Silvas.
And I'm Tony Mollett.
Welcome back to the streets, and welcome to the 2024 Fall Truck Race.
Tonight's all about the trucks, and we're going to be doing a chase to 5 wins.
Meaning, the first truck to 5 wins takes a trophy.
And our competitors for tonight, the Tazinator, debuting tonight for the first time, the farm truck, and we have a rookie driver named Elvin Kennedy driving the 1966 Dodge A100 called Spectre. We also have a brand new truck called the Black Knight.
We have our old favorites Blue Bayou, Old Blue, Elko, Scout Rageous, and Nightmare.
Also a brand new build tonight from Motown called the Warbird.
Well, let's not waste any more time. Our first race will be Scout Rageous versus Nightmare.
Yeah.
Now that's a drag race, right off the bat.
And Scout Rageous seemed to be pulling ahead at camera 2.
And manages to hold Nightmare off to cross the finish line.
And Scout Rageous takes the first win of the night.
Up next, Warbird versus Old Blue.
I don't know about the bird part, but she sure been through a war or two.
Camera 3. Light person, are we ready?
Driver. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Old Blue fell asleep at the starting line and Warbird took that one by a school bus.
And Warbird gets his first win. Up next, we got the rookie driver Elvin Kennedy sitting in for Rob Trumpy in the Elko versus a truck who's having his first race in the WPSRA. That Chevy stepside called Black Knight.
Driver.
Hey, who put the ice skates on the back of the Elko?
I think old Trumpy forgot to put tires on for the street before this race.
I don't believe I've seen anybody fishtail off the starting line like that before. And, like we said 1,000 times, spinning ain't winning.
Giving Black Knight his first career win in Slotrods.
Rolling up to the start, representing Oklahoma, the farm truck. And, representing the great state of Florida, the Tazinator.
Yep.
And the Tazinator looks as good in the street division as he did in the EPM division. And the farm truck seemed to struggle off the starting line.
Giving Tazinator his first win of the night.
And the last pair racing this round will be a rookie driver and a rookie car. Elvin Kennedy in Spectre versus Big Daddy Kane in Blue Bayou.
Yeah, it ain't really fair to call Alvin a rookie driver. He was on the very first episode of Slotrods ever.
Well, he's been gone long enough. I guess we could call him revirginated.
Wouldn't it be nice if everything worked like that?
Camera 3. Drivers.
And Spectre experiences a catastrophic failure on the starting line, and Blue Bayou takes the easy win.
Our first race of round 2 will force Big Daddy and Blue Bayou to race back-to-back versus Scout Rageous.
Drivers. Yep.
Scout Rageous got out by about 2 car lengths by camera 2, and Blue Bayou was spinning. And Scout Rageous gets the first lead of the night with 2 wins.
Up next, Spectre versus Old Blue. And let's hope Spectre has his problems worked out and can make an A to B pass this time.
Rolling. Camera 2. Camera 3.
Driver.
Yeah.
Nope. Spectre stuck the tires and jumped right out of the slot about the 60-foot mark. That gave Old Blue his first win.
Up next, Farm Truck had better worked out his problems because he's about to have his hands full with that crazy-looking T-bucket called Nightmare.
2. Camera 3. Big driver. Yep.
Looked like Farm Truck was a little late off the starting line, but he made a better pass this time than the last time. But Nightmare grabbed asphalt at about the halfway point and sprinted to the finish.
Giving Nightmare his first win of the night.
Up next, we got Warbird versus Black Knight. Black Knight took his time getting off the line, and Warbird did not, and pushes ahead for the victory.
And Warbird catches up to Scoutrageous with 2 wins.
Pulling up to the starting line, we got Elko versus Tazinator, the battle of the 59 El Caminos.
Well, there's something you don't see every day.
Well, the Elko went straight this time, but he didn't have enough to cover the Tazinator, and Taz gets his second win of the night.
And now the Tazinator has to do a back-to-back race versus the Farm Truck.
Rolling. Camera 2. Camera 3. Drivers. Yep.
That's the best run of the day for the Farm Truck, but Taz has gotten faster with every pass.
And that makes the Tazinator first to 3.
Our next 2 competitors is Nightmare versus Blue Bayou.
Rolling.
2 rolling. Drivers. Yeah.
Big Daddy stole a hit and got out about a car length, but Nightmare made up the distance by the 100-foot mark.
Nightmare had him passed by camera 2. And that's Nightmare for the win. And that's his second win of the night.
Rolling up to the starting line, the Elko versus the Black Knight.
Rolling.
Camera 2. Rolling. Camera 3. Drivers.
Elko was laid off the starting line, and he broke the tires loose. That gave Black Knight a huge lead.
And that's Black Knight for his second win of the night.
Up next, we got the Warbird versus Old Blue.
Rolling. Camera 2. Camera 3. Yep.
Warbird takes off like a dart, and Old Blue couldn't do anything but watch him walk away.
And that's Warbird's third win of the night.
Our next pair is Scoutrageous versus Spectre. And I have it on good authority that Elvin was working on that Dodge between rounds. Let's hope she makes it down this time.
Rolling.
Camera 2 is rolling. Camera 3 is rolling. Drivers ready?
Well, Elvin has a good trigger finger because he just beat Scoutrageous off the starting line.
But Scoutrageous manages to sneak around him at the halfway point and takes the win.
That's all right. At least Spectre made it from A to B. And Elvin now has some data to work with, and you can always build from there.
Up next, Old Blue versus Nightmare. And both trucks need a win if they want to stay in this thing.
Camera 3 rolling. Drivers.
Yeah.
Old Blue loses power for a second. Then the truck took off. By then, the race was over.
And Nightmare enters the 3 Club.
Well, Elvin, we know you're our rookie driver, but you need to learn how to draw a bit better, because Spectre just drew Scoutrageous again.
Camera 3. Drivers ready?
Yep.
This time, Scouttrageous managed to leave at the exact same time as Spectre, but halfway down the track, Spectre managed to change lanes, and finish in single file just ain't gonna get it done.
And Scouttrageous is the first of 4 wins, and he only needs 1 more to win this thing.
Up next, the Elko versus Warbird.
Rolling. Yeah.
Boy, that Elko just won't stop swinging.
Let's take a look at that in slow motion. The Elko was all over the road. He gave Warbird a car length off the start.
Whoa, you got him!
The Elko gathered it up at about the halfway point, and Elvin stomped the floorboards out that El Camino.
And the Elko finally puts one on the board.
Our next 2 competitors, Blue Bayou versus the Tazinator. Taz is trying to play catch-up with Scouttrageous.
Yep.
Taz left like a man on a mission. Blue Bayou was trying to close the gap, but just couldn't catch him.
And both trucks' fronts were bouncing across the finish line, but Taz picks up number 4.
All Scouttrageous or Tazinator has to do is win 1 more, and this thing is over.
Up next, Black Knight versus the farm truck.
Number 2. Rolling. Drivers.
Either farm truck was sleeping on the line, or he's having more problems than we realize.
I think that farm truck needs some different gears. Black Knight takes that one walking away.
And that gives Black Knight his 3rd win.
Black Knight, Nightmare, and Warbird are technically still in this thing, but Taz and Scouttrageous would have to lose their next 2 races if they hope to catch up.
Pulling up to the start, 2 trucks with nothing left to lose, and competing for pride. Spectre versus Blue Bayou.
Ready.
And Elvin manages to take Blue Bayou off the starting line.
Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that rookie's thumb. He needs to line that Dodge out because he keeps getting took on the big end.
Well, that's his best run of the day. Blue Bayou didn't start to put a spread on him until the last 100 feet.
Up next, Old Blue versus Nightmare.
The rematch.
Number 3. Yep.
Old Blue does the same thing he did on the last pass. Man, that truck's having electrical problems or something.
Old Blue might be out of this, but Nightmare has decided to give Taz and Scouttrageous some competition by getting his 4th win.
If any of these trucks with 4 wins wins his next race, it's going to shut this whole thing down.
At this point, what order you draw is just as important as who you draw.
Up next, we got Farm Truck versus Black Knight in a good old-fashioned grudge race.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Farm Truck cuts the light perfectly and gets out in front of Black Knight. Just for a moment. Then the Black Knight grabbed asphalt and shot straight to the finish line.
Bringing Black Knight up to 4 wins, and this thing just got interesting.
Maybe too little too late though, because look who's pulling up to the starting line now. It's that newcomer who's been making waves all day, the Warbird, against the first of the cars with 4 wins.
If the Tazinator can win this race, he takes the whole shooting match. If not, there's 3 other cars he's tied with that will get a race before he does again.
And you better believe Mark's got that Warbird set on kill. And he's looking to steal that bone off Taz's plate. Randy, you better squeeze that trigger quick, because if you don't, you got to deal with Taz.
Rolling.
Yep.
Yeah, it looked like that race was going to be all Taz. But here comes that Warbird.
But Taz hangs on for the win, and that makes 5. And that means the Tazinator takes the trophy back to Florida. I guess it's time to go to the winner's circle. On behalf of Slot Rods. This trophy goes to Taz Gardner for the Tazinator, and we're going to bestow it to Randy here because he was driving. So, thank you.
Taz, your trophy's in the mail.
On its way, buddy.
Let's take a look at that beautiful trophy one more time.
And let's take a look at that beautiful 59 El Camino again.
Well, folks, the next time we meet will be the day of the Halloween shootout.
And until then, I'm Tony Mollick,
And I'm Randy Silvis.
and you've been watching Slot Rods.